Okay, stream is going, so you're going to need to click the blue Go Live button on the bottom.
There it is.
Pop up.
Yep.
Okay, no video yet. 1 second. Let's get your intro.
Check 1, 2, check 1, 2.
Here we go, mics are going
Here
live.
we go, guys. Hey, get used to this. Y'all gonna be doing this a lot. All right, get used to it.
All right.
So he's gonna switch the camera back and forth.
Football.
Y'all want to win? Put Booby in. Whoa, Nelly. Who in the hell is that? That's Ayers Forrest Gump. Win just one for the Kipper.
I don't want to play this game. We broke my nose.
I'm going to fix it.
I would ask for so much money that I had to put me on layaway.
Does he know any of these plays?
Give him a chance, all right? The guy knows the basic package, but he's only taking a few snaps.
Who your daddy, guy? Who's your daddy?
It's my team. It's my quarterback defense. It's my quarterback.
There's no crying in
Football. And you know this, man.
Welcome to the Prep Stars Football Report. Here's your host, Derek Denham.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Prep Stars Football Report. I'm your host, Derek Denham. And I got my man, as always, my co-host, Mr. Reggie Booby Wins. What's up, Coach?
What up, dude? How y'all doing out there?
How was your Thanksgiving?
Gobble, gobble. It was good.
Good?
It was good.
How many pounds?
I eat. I'm on a diet. I'm on a diet.
On a diet?
I'm trying to look like these young fellas. I'm on a diet.
Okay. Hey, I tried to limit myself to maybe like 3 courses, but yeah. We try.
3 courses?
3 courses. We try. But anyway, welcome to the Prep Stars Football Report. Got a big show tonight, everybody. Tell your friends, tell your family. We're on now. We got a little late, but we are live. And also, again, you can go to www.prepstarsfootballreport.com if you want to go and view old shows that we've had in the past. So let me tell you a little bit about tonight's show, everybody. We got some great guests. We've got Mr. Terrell Patrick, Coach Terrell Patrick from Detroit King. State champs. We got them in the house, and we've got Mr. Football, Daquan Finn, quarterback from Detroit King. And then we also got Detroit King safety, Marvin Grant Jr. All these gentlemen are doing a great job at King, and we're glad to have them in the house tonight. And I know, Red, you familiar with all these brothers.
Yeah, great kids, great players. I think Coach Spencer and Coach TP, I call him Coach TP,
Right.
had done a phenomenal job with both of these young men. They go to camps, they go about their business. Their recruiting was clear and clean, smooth. Finn did a little more working. Mark kind of started early when recruiting. And it was phenomenal, man. Them guys have been great. You see them at camps here and there. Coach kind of kept them guys together. They did everything Coach wanted to do. They committed early, and now they're going to school.
Right.
And it's a blessing for having good coaching and a good coaching staff to keep the young fellas together, man. And I can't say no more. I tip my hats off to King program.
No doubt.
Coach Spencer and Coach TP, they've done a phenomenal job, and I'm proud of you guys. I really am.
And now the last time I got with TP, there was an amazing catch at Ford Field to win the game, Mr. D.C. Donnie Corley.
Yeah.
And we came down and did something with Donnie, Levert, and it was
Posey.
Right.
Yeah,
We did-
Posey and Dontre.
Boyd, that's right. So we came down and did, we went through that whole winning drive. So haven't seen you in a while, man. Glad to have y'all on the show.
Glad to be here.
As always. And then again, we got Mr. Football, man. How does it feel?
Man, it feel good.
Feel good?
Yeah.
So you act like you was surprised when you got it. That's what I heard. I heard you thought it was a big surprise to you. Or you just act like it was a surprise.
No, it was a surprise. I asked Coach Spence where are we going because he said he was going to take me. He said we were doing a little interview.
Okay.
And I look up. I'm like, where are we? He didn't tell me. He just ignored me. And then I just seen my dad, Coach Real, and then Coach Patrick, and then we just went upstairs, and then I seen the whole state champs, the little crew, and then
Light bulb came on there. You said something going on? Okay.
Yeah. Then I just seen Darius Slay, and then I'm like, man.
Wow.
From Detroit Lions, Darius Slay, cornerback. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
And then it was just like, I know this ain't what I think it is.
They think it is.
And everybody just started clapping, and I'm like, man, I really won it.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was a great feeling. Though.
Great feeling.
Yeah.
How your mom and dad? How did everybody? I mean, because I know you got a good support system, man. I see people. I follow you, and I see you got a great support system. And obviously with Coach over here and Coach Spence, I know your family was overjoyed. Had to be.
Yeah, they were. We were talking about it since the summertime.
Okay.
Just keep working. Don't do too much. Don't do too little. Just be you.
Right.
And
Right.
You eventually gonna get it.
Right. Wow. So tell me a little bit about Mr. Finn, Coach.
Man, where do I start? The maturation of DeQuan throughout his 3.5 years at King, I've coached some extremely talented kids.
Right.
But I've never, a lot of that stuff was, God gifted ability,
Right.
He wasn't fast when I first seen him. He didn't have a big arm when I first saw him play.
Okay.
But he was smooth. But everything, I mean, like the kid said when he won the award, he earned everything he got. It was never about DeQuan Finn. He was a distant third or fourth when it comes to the quarterbacks that came out this year, and that's not taking anything. I love those other kids that were, them DeJuan Mathis and Sam. Those are my guys.
Sam Johnson.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Oh yeah, I love those kids.
Right.
I know their families. Know Sam very well.
Because you work with a lot of kids with the Max X and things like that.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right.
So it's
In
not
summer.
about comparing one to another.
No doubt about it.
But those kids had, to me, those kids had a little bit more. They had the stature when they came into high school. They were already 6'2", 6'3", had the big arms already. And this kid DeQuan just wouldn't take no for an answer.
Wow.
He kept knocking, and they wouldn't let him in. He kept knocking.
Okay.
And he kept winning, and he kept winning. He kept getting better. He ran track. He ran track like he didn't play football. He ran track like it was his primary sport.
Okay.
I'm just proud of the kid, man. I could talk all night about him. We're not gonna do that to the show, though.
Well, we here for a little while.
Right.
We here for a little while. We also got big fella over here, sitting all straight up. What's up, Mr. Marvin Grant? What's going on?
What's up?
How's everything?
Everything smooth. Everything good.
So you did your thing too, man. So you got all those patches. You can say nobody else no patches on the jacket.
I just dropped this today.
Rez, tell me a little bit about big fella.
Big fella's outstanding. Been watching Marv for probably about a year, 2 years. Coach TP always said he had one. And I'm like, what do you mean he had one? Nobody know about him. I got one, Coach.
Right.
So TP was telling me about him, how he moves around and playing safety. I don't know if he's going to be a safety or linebacker or next level. I don't care what he's going to be. He's getting school, getting paid for a whole year, for 4 years. But I know what, he can do anything he wants to do. He can run, he can hit. He's athletic. He haven't figured it out yet because he's still a baby.
Right.
But he got a chance to go to Purdue and make some noise.
Okay.
He got a chance. So he's going to be a great football player. I'm hoping he can work on his hips a little bit and be that boundary corner and change the whole perspective of the game up at Purdue, because they're gonna always need some guys that can move. And the one thing you can't do is run. So you're gonna be fine. He's gonna be a great player for Purdue.
Wow. So talk a little about your year, man. I mean, tell us something we need to know about Mr. Marv. Tell us a little bit what we need to know.
Well, this year coming to my senior year, of course I want to come out with the dub. My senior year with the dub.
Sure.
This year it's been good. I mean, off season I had a few little aches and bruises, but I kind of bounced back from that. Going into the season, I was playing linebacker. I was supposed to play for 2 games, but coach said that he need me to play it. So
right.
I told him, like, I mean, of course I want to play safety, but I'll do whatever is best for the team. do what we got to do. So I ended up playing that for the rest of the season, and just tried to help my team the best way I could.
Well, obviously you did that. I mean, I hear nothing but good things about you, man. So, and then I can tell you're a great young man, just how you carry yourself. So, Coach, tell us a little bit more about big fella.
You heard it. It's selfless.
Okay.
We keep preaching that. That's the word we always put out there to the kids. Be selfless. You're telling the kid to switch positions to a position he's never played a week and a half before the season starts, and this kid got 20, 30 offers at the time.
Wow.
And all he did is say, "I got you, coach." And people wonder why we can play as long and advance as deep and make the playoff runs that we can is because the kids have totally bought into the system. We literally took this kid out of position the entire year. Not one complaint, not one selfish bone in his body. And these two kids are a big part of why they took us to the finish line this year. Yep.
I mean, you guys, Reg, what'd you say? I mean, they almost getting to a point where they are a dynasty.
It is so hard to find those type of players, man, that commit to the team.
No doubt.
Even though you have 20, I'm playing safety on next level. No, you're going to play where the coach is going to play you. Right. So if you take that out of the equation, you play for Detroit King, your end result is another state championship. And that's what happened. Mm-hmm. And we don't know what Marv going to be at next level. He might be a safety, might be a strong safety, might be a linebacker. But guess what, Purdue? You can make the decision, he get there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you get to keep your coach. We just heard that, I don't know if you heard that or not, but you stand, so.
I don't know, Marv. I might be going for 29 mil, baby. I don't know, And
both of y'all, your coach left too. So what's up with Central, man? Give us the scoop. You still there? What?
I mean, yeah, I'm still committed right now, but.
Okay. How did that, when the coach left, how did that affect you, moving forward?
It affected me a lot because the relationship that we had, it was like no other. Like, we talked every other day.
Right.
He'll ask about my mom, my grandmother, my dad. It was just like, it was just a good relationship.
So it was kind of like family?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. But as of now, you committed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, first of all, we're going to congratulate you on the University of Cincinnati offer. and I'll be honest with you, because I'm a fan, you're going to get more than University of Cincinnati.
Oh, no doubt about it.
So then you have another option that you can sit down with your family and make a quality decision and with your coaching staff. So right now, we're committed to Central Michigan, enjoy it, and who knows what's going to happen there. But you're good enough to play anywhere. And I say that because, like Coach said, man, Coach called me when you was a sophomore. Like, man, this kid is working. D.K. McDonald from Iowa came down and watched you throw. Coach had you throwing the ball. And he like, man, this kid got something. I don't know what it is. He's not polished right now, but he's only sophomore. He got something. And then I get another call from Coach Patique from out in Toledo. So I hear everything. Coach calls me and he tells me, and I'm going to put fielders out because King is one of my favorite programs, and I'm going to send coaches down to see you guys all the time. He sent coaches to me, I send coaches to him because they do a great job at King. And it's amazing. They do a great job. And you guys are never in the circle or in the middle of anything. You just do what King do, and that's win. So your opportunity is coming.
And that they do, they win. I mean, TP, talk a little bit about your success, man. I mean, 2 state championships, 2 recent state championships.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4.
Correct me.
Yeah, 4.
The success, man. I mean, how do y'all? I mean, I know you obviously is great kids, great coaching, but it's a lot of people that have that. What separates you all from everyone else?
I think because we refuse to be compromised.
Like that.
It's a lot of people kind of want in.
Right.
They follow the talent, kind of follow the kids, and that's cool. But we are going to do it. It's a template that we all been brought up on. The reason why I think King is special is because 75% of our coaching staff played there.
That's right.
It's sweat equity. I put a post on Facebook about 2 years ago. I said the reason why we do what we do because it means more to us because we help build it.
Yeah.
Hit squad.
Yeah. My father coached there for 32 years.
Right.
Wow.
I was the ball boy there in '84 when Darnell Dickinson was playing.
I remember Darnell. Yeah. Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Right.
Man.
Them all my big brothers. I seen Deion Johnson lose to Muskegon in '89. I was on the sideline. I was in 8th grade. So I think we put a little bit more into it because we helped build it. It mean more to us. Coach Lynn was my godfather, you know.
Right.
Harvell used to come watch me play basketball in the 6th grade. You know, I was raised by these guys. So I think we refuse to be compromised, and we do it together. And this year was something else because, honestly, this year was kind of a disappointment because we thought we had the 2015 team, and we lost some key pieces.
Right.
Yeah.
We thought this was 14-0, top 20 in the nation, no doubt, come and get it, whoever wanted.
Right.
And we ended up having to play some young kids who we weren't expecting to play this year.
Okay.
To take the place of some pieces that ended up leaving.
Right.
And it was a little disappointing, but we lost. We lost in the offseason last year.
Mm-hmm.
but
I get it.
They don't hand out trophies in the offseason though.
Right. I get it.
Oh, we lost bad in the offseason. Oh, man, why they do this? And this kid don't have it. We lost bad in the offseason. They don't hand out trophies in the offseason.
Right.
We won in November.
Wow. So when you hear, others out there in the community, and, talk about Detroit and Detroit's not doing this and Detroit's not doing that, how does that make you feel? I mean, again, you got other programs. We want to get into the names, but
right.
Everybody try to knock the city schools. How does that make you feel?
Well, honestly, it's not about knocking anybody. It's about you have to be able to put up a fence and give a product to the kids who can't make it 40 miles a day to go to school.
That's right.
Who gonna coach the kids left behind?
Right.
That's right.
Who gonna coach the kids left behind? Everybody can't make it to 25, 30 minutes, 40 miles, 20 miles to go to school. And somebody got to coach the kids left behind. It's our city. We love to brag on the city when it's doing good.
No doubt.
But, from a football standpoint, it seems like it's a rush to come in and pull every adequate resource out of there from an athletic standpoint. So I don't see a whole lot of bad kids being bussed out to the suburbs. They take the kids with no problems,
right?
From good households, and then take them out there and try to leave the junk. You're not leaving garbage behind. We're gonna take these kids and we're gonna win with them.
But I think there's a misconception about King because people don't realize King is an academic school.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you what happened to King.
Okay.
I'm gonna be very honest what happened to King.
Okay.
When all of those schools closed in 2007, it was the gift and the curse because we ended up adding some talent that year and got our first state championship, right?
Right.
Okay, that's the gift. The curse was we also added about 1,000 knuckleheads who had no business in King.
Understood.
Right.
Understood.
So you get a kid, Murray Wright closed.
Okay.
Northern closed. Yeah. You tell a kid from Murray Wright you can go to Central, you can go to King. Where they going?
King.
You tell a kid from Kettering you can go to Pershing, you go to King.
King.
Okay.
Right.
And that's what happened.
Okay.
And it probably took a full decade to filter out some of the stuff that came in.
Right.
And now it's back on the upward. It's back projecting upwards to where it was back in the day when I went there.
Okay.
So you go to King now, less than 1,100 kids.
Right.
Hallways look like Lean on Me after they cleaned it up.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so, that's really the truth about it. They protected Cass and Renaissance. They didn't protect King when all the schools closed. And that's the honest-to-God truth.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
All I can say is I've been knowing TP for years, man, and I know they have done a wonderful job at King with what they have. And every year, everybody outside want to be inside, and they know what I'm talking about.
No doubt.
We know a lot of kids that want to transfer. King do their family thing. They make sure the kids go where? To college.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. When you get in trouble or anything jump off, who can you call? You can call Coach Spencer and call TP.
Right.
Anytime. Because they know what type of kid they have. And what I see from outside is that fence or protecting the Detroit King kids. And they done a phenomenal job. And that's why you guys that's why he does. I'm telling you, Coach called me and said, "What do you know about Mara? What do you know about Finn?" I said, I know they're a good football player, but I tell you what you can do. You can call Coach TP and he'll tell you what you need to do.
Right.
And I can tell you from football standpoint, I know they're good kids. From looking outside in, I know none of them is a bad kid. I hear stories on certain kids, but I know TP and them going to handle it. And they did a good job. It's just good.
And they support. I mean, the way you guys, because I remember, you know, one of my favorites, Jalen Emery. I mean, you would get in the car, taking them down, driving them to Iowa. And, I mean, and a lot of suburban schools honestly don't do that.
Yeah, it is. And what I do, it's not for a pat on the back. What me and Spence and all the staff do, it's not for a pat on the back. It's not for any type of real compensation. I'm not compensated from King High School. That's gas money, the money that I get from King.
Understood.
You know, it's for the kids.
It is.
That's right.
And
it's proven.
Yep, and you can tell these guys, what did I say you guys owe to come back and do what? What did I tell you guys owe me, DeQuan, after we won the championship?
To give back to the community.
Yeah. To come back and help somebody that look like you.
And then you guys see people coming back to King, giving back. I mean, you know, I work with Curtis Blackwell and Cecil Forbes. I think he serves as you guys' trainer. It's just a great thing to see that in our community. You know what I mean? Because we always hear, you know, again, no knocking anybody in the suburbs, but we always hear about, you know, the community and how they embrace and how they help their kids. But it's just, hey, man, like I said, I've been knowing you for a minute, Coach. And anytime I reach out to you, you pick up the phone. You know what I mean? And you know if there's anything I can do for you guys, you know, willing to do as well.
Much appreciated. It's a group effort, man. We got it's a violent cycle and a violent chain, and our young black men are being attacked. So
that's right.
It's a little bit bigger than football. That's why, you know, even if it is suburbs, I'm competitive, so I want to, you know, get as many talented kids and beat anybody who I possibly can. But ultimately, we all in it for the same goal to help these kids have an opportunity to get up out of here and make something of themselves, be great fathers, be great husbands. So the football thing is one thing, but anybody who's fighting this fight that I'm fighting, I salute you and I'm with you. You know, now we're gonna compete on the football field. Now, I'm not gonna like you that day.
That's right.
But anybody who's trying to help these young men, that's what we need. We need more guys. All the models of success are gone in the inner city. So you can't tell them to go to college to get a job because they don't see what those guys look like.
That's right.
That's why we got to keep coming around these young men. They got to see what their model of success look like. They don't have to look like the dope man every time.
No doubt.
I got all that stuff, all the materials that don't mean anything, and sometimes I get it just so the kids can see it, that you can get it legally.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
So it's all good. We're gonna keep moving forward, man. I'm keep trying to retire. They won't accept my resignation, and all these kids keep coming into the building, man. So I guess we keep moving forward, man. We're gonna be really, really, really good. We find anybody. If the quarterback can do anything next year, we're gonna be really good.
Y'all listening out there?
No. Talking about Jalen Emery.
Jay,
I just talked to Jay a couple days ago,
right?
And for what it's worth, and he did a 360 and it was been phenomenal.
Yep,
that's you guys know Jay, Iowa. They want to cut him and say he ain't that guy, but he's that guy. I've been around him for years, so I just talked to him, and funny, a NFL scout called me and said, "Hey, I want this kid." And not one, and actually he called me back like, "What we got to do to get him there?" Right. I need the best track coach for him to get him in a condition to run that 4.4. He run a 4.4. We got a chance to take him. So you guys done a good job with him. I know Coach TP been on his butt constantly and been that father figure as well to him, and it worked because he's graduating.
That's right.
This December.
He's
graduating this December, and he's going to get a shot in the NFL, and that's what's going to happen for you two guys. Right. So the guys that's around you been supporting you. Stand up, be with him, stick with him. Because he's going to help you out through a whole process.
Coach Reg. Coach Reg, I'm glad you said that, though, because guess what? In 2015, the second state championship for King, the backup linebacker long snapper just got a job driving a bus. And I was just as happy for him as I was when Levante got drafted.
Wow.
Right.
Because this boy wasn't going to make it.
Right.
It was a wrap.
Right.
And so it ain't just the NFL. I know that's cool. If you can get to that money, if you can get to that bag, go get that bag. But it ain't just that. It's just, you know, he posted a picture on Facebook. He had his little, you know, RoboCop uniform on for the bus. I said, man, look at my guy.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm just as happy for them kids because he taking care of his family now.
You saving lives, Coach.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. If you're in the business for doing something else, you're in the wrong business, man, because the kids need us. And let's make it happen, man.
Here's what I want to do. I want to take a quick break. And then we're going to come back and chat up a little bit more. We're going to get DeQuan to talk a little bit more.
He'll talk.
He'll talk. Okay.
Yeah, he'll talk.
So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the Prep Stars Football Report.
come back at you guys about who's the next two kids. You give me one. You give me one. Who's the next two prospects out of King? Next two dogs, the young dog. You got
Are
a few.
you hungry?
You got old linemen.
So hungry your brain's telling you that the steering wheel is actually a giant pretzel? Sounds like you need some real food real quick. The brand new Subway snack menu has scrumptious toasties, tasty meatballs, and new yummy nachos from just 89 cents. See? Listen to me, not the voices in your head. Can't wait till your next meal? We've got a snack for that. Subway.
And then you have to say as long as you want because we got Coach, you know Coach Richards.
Eric Richards.
Yeah, with the, you know, Coach, so he's going to be on the
and
next
lately I've
hour,
noticed
so
my
y'all
TV
hang
is
out
not
here.
as...
I got to get them home.
You got to get them home? Okay.
I got to give them something to get
Okay,
home.
okay.
So
when we come back, we'll get that, ask a couple questions, we'll let y'all go.
Okay.
Let us know, Randy, because we can come right back.
Stunning. We should all be so lucky.
I also noticed my TV is not as...
So we're going to have
Big
about,
as it could be?
about 5
Trust
minutes.
me, Sony knows how to do big TV. Check it.
Oh, I'm checking.
Boom. Am I right?
Welcome back to the Prep Stars Football Report. I'm your host, Derek Denham, and I got my man, Reggie Booby Wins over here. Reg, you had a couple questions for the Daquan and Mara. What you got for me?
Yeah, I got a few recruiting questions and let the world know or who is the next prospect out of King. I don't care if they're freshmen or if it's an 8th grader you know. You give me a couple names, and if you won't leave nobody out, give me 3 names. But I need to know, I need to identify who's the next guys out there, and so I can help them, we can help blow them up as well. All right, Daquan?
All right. Well, first, my left tackle, Deion Buford.
Yeah, I know about him.
Yeah, about 6'5".
What year is he?
He's 2020.
2020, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So he'll be a senior next year.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we have my receiver, Rashad Williams. Trub.
What's his number? Oh, Trub. I know.
Trub. We know Trub. We know Trub. Right.
Yep.
Now, Trub is a 2020?
2020, yeah.
2020 kid. Okay, that's right. Okay.
Now, Trub is, everybody in the world know about Trub. Trub is top in the country.
Right.
Monty offers 20, 25, almost 30 offers, probably about 10, 15 Power 5. He got quite a few, don't he?
Yeah, quite a few.
Quite a few, and he's got some hops, too, so.
What about you, Marv?
I had a few on the defensive side.
Okay. He's going to take up for that defense. I love it. I'm a defensive guy, too. Yeah. Offensive guy, that's why we always battle him. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We got safety, Jalen Reed.
Okay.
21.
Yeah, I know JB.
We got Rashad Hentz, corner.
Number?
23.
Okay.
What year?
2021.
2021.
Oh,
okay.
baby.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's super fast, too.
Super fast. Okay. Okay.
Blake Bailiff, he a freshman.
Okay.
Yeah.
You give the freshmen some love. I love that. Okay.
Linebacker. He started about 4 or 5 games this year.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dear.
There's go the banner. Sorry.
Who's this 15 kid? He had a great game in the state finals.
Oh, we call him Speedy.
Yeah. Dominic
Hanna.
He's young too, isn't he?
No, he's 19.
Oh, he's 19.
Yeah.
Wow.
Breakout year.
Yep.
He looked good, man.
Yeah.
I watched. I'm up flipping through books trying to figure who he was. He had a great game. I see that's one of your favorite receivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you got to come up with a guy outside of the city of Detroit or anywhere else, just give me one that's underrated, that should be offered, that don't have offers. That's a 19 that you think that can really play but don't have any offers.
Yeah, because y'all compete against guys in the summer, 7-on-7. You know different guys. I know he putting you on the spot now.
Well, he know him. He's doing it because I see his little butt everywhere.
Right.
Should have has no offers.
Yeah.
I say Malcolm Baker.
Malcolm Baker. Yeah.
I like the running back from Denby.
I like quality, but he's about. I think this life about to change.
Yeah, he about to blow
Think
up.
so?
I think
He about to blow up.
My phone is burned
He
up.
should. He
Okay.
can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
He can go. He can go. He's smooth. He's 6'1" too.
Wow.
Tall.
Yeah. What you got, Mar?
It's
Yeah, you be all over across the country, so I see you everywhere, Mar. At my barbershop and everything.
I mean, it's a few cats out there.
Just give me one. Give me one.
It's a nice little running back at Renaissance.
I'm sorry. The little dude?
Yeah, he
played for the Raiders.
He talking about Whitehorn.
Yeah, Whitehorn. Yeah.
Whitehorn, Justin Whitehorn. He is pretty good to be. 9th, 10th grade is a good guy.
They got some good young talent over there.
Do. I like the Army kid.
They're going to be a problem.
They're gonna be a problem.
Yeah, if they keep them together, they're going to be a problem.
I know, and it's good. And I got to say this, man, and since Coach Spence and Coach TP been there, they did some different things in the scheduling. And y'all played Muskegon in the first game.
Wow.
Man, listen to me. That normally don't happen.
Right.
But it came back to help you because
No
you
doubt.
played in the first game.
No doubt.
You lost. You ate it and came back and won it.
Right.
What did y'all do different? Come on, somebody, give me one.
No, Coach, what did y'all do different? What was different from the first time that you guys played them?
Honestly?
Yeah, please.
Schematically, we changed very little. The thing that we did different was executed.
Okay.
Yeah, the kids were locked in. We got the kids came. What time y'all get to the school? 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were with each other all day. They watched the Michigan game together. We had our walkthroughs. We had our team meals. The kids were locked in. So schematically, we thought we had some advantages and exploited some advantages. The first time that we played them, we left points on the field.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we left points on the field. So the execution, of course, there's a wrinkle or two that we,
That's right.
we didn't show them the first game that we showed them the second game. So, but more than anything, that was probably the cleanest game. I think we had 3 penalties.
Wow.
Yep.
So everybody think y'all was gonna win. Nobody think y'all was gonna win.
Nope. Yep.
Nobody think y'all was gonna win. But I was out to dinner. I'm at dinner. My wife. Oh, I said, oh wow.
Right.
So I finally beat him. So
we're gonna put that call on hold for a second.
So I mean, I was happy, as my grandma said, it's chicken and dumplings.
Right.
And I don't want to say a bad word. My wife was watching, but I was happy for you guys, man. And again, I'm just so proud of it. Proud of you guys for being where you at.
Man, and much love to you guys, man. I mean, big ups, bro. I mean, that's a big honor, and don't take it lightly. I know you don't, but that's a big honor. I know you modest, but that's a big honor. And, keep working hard, man. And Marv, I mean, keep doing your thing. We're going to be following you. We definitely want you guys to come back at some point. And we know he's going to be back because I know he got about 5 more state championships before it's over.
The clock is ticking for my retirement, man. I can't keep doing this. I swear I'm done.
But you my man, so, I'm glad you brought the guys out. We really appreciate you, man. And we definitely going to be seeing you on 707s this summer or the spring.
We'll see, Coach. Yeah. I got some babies. I gotta get some of these young kids ready.
I get it.
Some real good young talent in the building. I'm excited to kind of work with them. So I got to catch up on all my Netflix stuff first before I start doing the workouts. So
right.
Get the house back in order, and then I start working with my young kids, man.
Well, again, we appreciate you guys, man. And keep your heads up, and we're definitely going to be following, okay?
Hey, hell up, man. Show me the bling, dog.
Oh, the bling. You got the bling. No, bling everywhere. You got bling everywhere.
You got I ain't working on here.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn all mine in. Just get one 4-finger ring.
Brass knuckles.
Charlie White.
Brass knuckles. You feel me?
Well, again, we appreciate you guys. Hey, City Detroit, celebrate these guys. Because it doesn't happen every year, even though it seems like it does, but. It's not an anomaly. So much up to y'all. We gonna come back and we'll go ahead, Coach. You got something?
Derek, we one bad snap away from winning 4 in a row.
I do know that, right?
You know that, right?
I know that.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay.
But you're gonna make up for it. I know you got a few more.
Before you retire.
Right. But again, thanks guys. We're gonna talk to y'all soon. We're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna come back with the coach, Chris Galvis from New Lathrop. And New Lathrop, yes. And his quarterback.
Avery Moore.
So we're going to be right back with the Prep Stars Football Report. Thanks, guys. Let me text this guy real quick. We're going to take some.
Everyone's celebrating an amazing deal.
A couple quick pictures.
Switch now and get your choice of 3 free phones from great brands. Plus, get a 3rd line with unlimited high-speed data free. Metro PCS.
Well, I'll take
figured out.
How can we say when you book direct at choicehotels.com, you always get the lowest price in our rooms, guaranteed?
Let's get someone to say it with a really low voice. Carl?
Lowest price guaranteed.
What about the world's lowest limbo stick?
How low can you go?
Nice one, Carl.
All right, Coach.
Hey, I got an idea. Just say bada book, bada boom. Bada book, bada boom. Nice.
Always the lowest price guaranteed. Book now at choicehotels.com.
Can we get back at it and keep grinding? Because the second we think we've given everything, we're gonna give more. Because this is our moment, and we are made for this.
Whatever you're made for, Gatorade is made to fuel it.
Morning. Welcome to Mitsubishi. Interested in a test drive? Yeah, sure. I'll grab the keys, man. Let's go. Handles pretty nice, right? Handles really well. Can you check out the stereo?
Wow, dramatic.
Introducing the 2019 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. If you like sculpted lines, you'll love its dynamic design. In a world of asphalt, gravel, and snow, Super All-Wheel Control will save the day. Or maybe Stephanie will find romance where she least expects it with a dual-pane panoramic sunroof.
What?
And a fully loaded, technologically advanced cockpit that will transport you to another universe. Audiences agree. With a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, the Eclipse Cross is a must-see. Now showing at a dealership near you.
That was great. Cool. My cheeks are like...
Her cheeks are on fire.
It's just like this car. It's pretty epic.
This car is as epic as my voice.
Test drive a new crossover at your local Mitsubishi dealer.
Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors.
I know a thing or two about chicken, and I love these new honey barbecue glazed tenders. Maybe because they're sweet, like me. He's just gonna love this. Adorbs. Or maybe because they're spicy, like me.
Thank you for the sweater.
So what I can do is just have them
Introducing
call it
McDonald's
down,
sweet and spicy honey barbecue glazed tenders, made with all white meat chicken, hand tossed and glazed to order. They're the perfect combination of sweet and spicy, just like Grandma.
Has it started?
You know I like to keep it saucy. That's why I love McDonald's new glazed tenders. They're sweet, like me.
Oh, thanks, Grandma. Ooh. Ow.
Spicy, too, like me. Who invited you?
I'm your grandson.
Not in that jersey.
Introducing McDonald's sweet and spicy honey barbecue glazed tenders, made with all white meat chicken, hand tossed and glazed to order. They're the perfect combination of sweet and spicy, just like Grandma.
Hey, Coach. I'm just gonna
Look
put you
for
on hold.
Starbucks
We had a
coffee
break.
in a grocery store
When we
near
come
you.
off a break, I'm
Then
going to
sit
introduce
back
you guys,
and
okay?
enjoy the exceptional
Just
taste
hold
of
tight for me.
Starbucks at home.
With Avery. All right, Avery, you on?
Yep.
Okay.
Are you hungry? So hungry your brain's telling you that the steering wheel is actually a giant pretzel? Sounds like you need some real food real quick. The brand new Subway snack menu has scrumptious toasties, tasty meatballs, and new yummy nachos from just 89 cents. See? Listen to me, not the voices in your head. Can't wait till your next meal? We've got a snack for that. Subway! Eat fresh.
I noticed the little things, and lately I've noticed my TV is not as
incredible as it could be.
That's the word.
It's time for a Sony 4K TV. Vibrant color, stunning contrast with Google Assistant built in.
Vibrant and stunning. Should all be so lucky.
I also noticed my TV is not as
big as it could be.
Yeah.
Trust me, Sony knows how to do big TV. Check it.
Don't go too far. Yeah, let him back in.
Boom. Am I right?
Welcome back to the Prep Stars Football Report. I'm your host, Derek Denham. And as always, I got my co-host, Mr. Reggie Booby Wins.
Happy holidays.
Hey, man, we just had the King kids on and Coach TP. Great guys, man. Great guys.
Yep.
Got another Mr. Football in the city of Detroit. And it's just always good to see, because TP is one of the good ones, man.
Yeah, he is.
You know, it's just good to see those guys doing their thing and to have the young guys come in. And it's always an honor to have Detroit King in the house.
And somebody that actually cares about the kids and football.
Right.
It's hard to find that combination, somebody that treat the kids like their own sons.
That's right.
And TP has done a wonderful job, him and Spence. I know numerous kids from Downey Cooley to Coach Blackwell, been around all them guys. So I said it, shout out to Detroit King, phenomenal job.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, now I want to introduce our next guest, state champion, Division 7, Clint Galveston. Clint, I don't want to slander your name, so don't get on me, but he's the head coach at New Lathrop. And we've got the quarterback, Mr. Avery Moore, sensation. What's up, guys?
Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for having us on the show. You were close. It's New Lothrop.
New Lothrop. Hey, look, we're going to get into where New Lothrop is. For those that don't know, we in the city, so but we glad to have you guys on the show, man. And
we appreciate you having us.
Man, you guys, I mean, when people talked about the state finals, I think that was one of the games that everybody was talking about, right, Reg?
Yeah, absolutely. I was there. I was just trying. Hey, Coach, I was just trying to figure out who's the coach, or were you the kid, or were you the player? Hey, I was trying to figure it out. My wife said, "Is that the coach?"
I've been hearing that for a while. In fact, I remember 10 years ago, I started at New Lothrop. I remember going to school, and I held my first meeting, and actually, when I walked in the meeting, the kids thought I was just some new player that was like coming in or something. So it was I got a baby face, but it's cool.
You still getting carded, man.
Oh yeah, now that I'm 36, it's like now it's cool. Back when I was younger and I was looking young, I was like mad about it. But now I'm like, yeah, all right, I look young. It's good now. So.
And by the way, nice tie too.
Nice, thank you, man. No, it was the game was definitely I'm sure it was entertaining, to watch as a fan.
No doubt.
The high scoring game. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to be a part of, but definitely gut wrenching as a coach, going back and forth, and it definitely kind of felt like the last team with the ball, was gonna be the winner. So it was, but like I said, our guys pulled it out, and it was quite a game.
Well, I understand you've been doing something right the last 6-7 years because you've been in the playoff every year, right?
Yeah, we've been. This is the 19th straight year in the playoffs for New Lothrop, and then I've been there the last 10, and we've been in 4 semifinals, but that's the first time we got to the finals. So we've been kind of knocking on that door for about the past decade, and it's finally nice to break through, especially with this group of guys that we got. Obviously Avery Moore as a quarterback, still only a junior, but he did a phenomenal job of leading us into the finals, and obviously he put on a show at the finals. So.
Yeah, I've been following you guys. 7-on-7 at Wayne State. I saw you guys down there. I said, "Oh my God, who's this big quarterback?"
Yeah.
So I saw Avery. I'm like, "Oh," I said, "He's a big boy, nice arm." So I knew Aiden very well. I kind of Aiden trained me a little bit, and I said, "Aiden, you found your quarterback," and it's been a blessing ever since, man. So you guys have been doing a phenomenal thing.
Yeah, it truly was. Obviously, having Aiden Harrison, he's a Division I kid committed to Missouri, and coming over to Northrop this season was, like you said, really a blessing for us. Obviously, not just the fact that he's a tremendous talent, but he just really brought a lot to our team as far as his leadership, and I can't say enough about the character of that kid. I mean, just an awesome kid. In fact, he sent me a message yesterday of an X-ray from his hand. His thumb, he broke his thumb, and he sent me the X-ray. The actual bone was like broken in half. He played 3 weeks. He played Palma, Westphalia, and Lake City, and then our Madison Heights Madison game. All 3 games with that broken hand, and he never casted it or anything. So, just kind of a testament to his character. And I mean, how tough a kid he is. He played like that whole time with a broken hand. So
wow.
So please tell us, as we addressed earlier, and I screwed up the name again, but for those that don't know out there, where is the school? Where are you guys? What are you close to?
So New Lothrop, I guess a good landmark. A lot of people know it's kind of the Birch Run outlet, off 75. So we're not far from there. We're almost directly between Flint and Saginaw, like right in the middle of those two.
Okay.
Kind of just a small farm community, pretty much in the middle of nowhere, to be honest with you. But we are 30 minutes from Saginaw, 30 minutes from Flint, and kind of like I said, nestled right in the middle of nowhere, to be honest. So.
So I take it the whole town came out to see you guys play at Ford Field.
What you saw in the stands, that was it. I think it's literally a population of 600 people, and I mean, shoot, we had probably a couple thousand there. So I mean, it was the surrounding area too.
Well, it got to help me out because you had some flavor out there. The neon green socks. So did Avery pick those socks out?
Yeah, so the whole sock, the neon green sock, we lost. Our community is a very tight knit community, and Braden Miller was a 9-year-old student who passed away of a rare brain cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow. And so he was actually my son's best friend. So he was pretty close. Obviously with me personally, but he became pretty close with the team as well. And so his favorite color was neon green. So. He passed away actually the week before the playoffs began, and so we started rocking the green socks throughout the entire playoffs, and they all got his name on it. They all said Buddy on the socks, and so it was kind of just to kind of keep his memory alive and kind of remind us as well of Buddy, and so kind of a little bit of inspiration for our guys.
That's a good job, Coach.
I mean, you guys did a phenomenal job, man. And Avery, I mean, it sounds like you blowing up, man.
Yeah. I don't know, just a couple big games.
Right.
That's about it.
Well, talk a little bit about the finals, the game for you, man. Talk a little bit about that, going into the game and what your thoughts were.
It was huge. Gelvis, said we needed a big game, and he said just do my thing, and that's what I did.
Wow.
There was a lot of talk going into that game with Austin Brown and kind of Avery Moore, two top-tier quarterbacks, and so it was just one of those things. He's only a 16-year-old, he's only 16 years old, and it just, didn't want him getting caught up in the whole, Brown versus Moore type thing, and you know how that stuff goes. And so he, I thought he did it. Like I said, you can talk to him too. But he did a great job of just kind of staying within himself and doing what he does well, and just to kind of throw, because he's not gonna beat on his own chest and kind of gloat a little bit, so I'll do it for him. But I mean, he just threw for about 1,750 yards and rushed for over 1,700 yards.
Oh wow!
So I mean, that's quite a stat. I mean, he's rushed for over 1,700 and threw for over 1,700 and for 45 total touchdowns. So, and we played some pretty darn good teams. So like I said, he's had more than a couple good games. The kid's, had a phenomenal year. And like I said, only a junior. And just like you said, he's a big kid. You've seen him down there at the 7-on-7. He's got great size. And, I think, opened a lot of people's eyes kind of being on the big stage here this past weekend. But, like I said, he won't do it himself. So sometimes I got to do it for him.
Oh, absolutely. Avery, I got a few questions for you. And I'm speaking in terms of I'm Reggie University Division I program. What do you have to offer for my program? Why should I take you over a quarterback wherever? Why should you be that guy?
Well, I feel like I'm a good leader, I guess, I feel like I can lead the team better than most. I can lead by example. I don't like to keep my head down. I like to kind of just move on. If I mess up on a play, I just kind of like to forget about it and go on to the next,
So what's your strength and what's your weaknesses as a quarterback?
This is a good resume question for you. What's your weakness?
Yeah. Strength is just I don't know. I think, like I said, leadership, kind of understanding, kind of along those lines. And the weakness, I don't know.
You're a perfectionist. You're a perfectionist.
It's hard to come up with.
Hey, Avery, always remember, you're a perfectionist. You want to do everything great, which is impossible, but you always want to give it your best. So that's a trick question, but go ahead, Reg.
I'm going to give you, I do the recruiting around the neighborhood, and I've been watching you this season since I met you. And I didn't know you was that big. I didn't know you run that well. And it was impressive. I came to the game just to see you and Aiden, because I talked to Aiden and his mom quite a bit. And I've been talking to Scout.com and 247 about you. That's why I wanted you to be one of the top quarterbacks in the area, because you are. But I wanted to see what you was all about. You didn't throw a lot, but you threw some beautiful deep balls. But you ran well. You have a chance to be that top 2020 quarterback. It's not a lot out there. And I'm not speaking this. I don't know you. I talked to you a couple times. This is my first time speaking with your coach. But you have a chance. And what I'm saying to you is take it.
Right.
Because it's there.
Seize the moment.
It's there. It's not a dynamic quarterback in the 2020 class. They can say what they want to say. I know them all. Half them train with me. But I'm saying to you, you have a chance. And what that means to you, I don't know. You know what I mean? But I know you got a good coach. You're going to be in the same place next year. You're a good leader because I see that because you guys open your arms up for Aiden. He came in and he was committed to Missouri. He wasn't bigger than the team. You was a quarterback. So you have a chance. I don't know what that means for you, but I'm saying whatever opportunity you get with your coach and with your quarterback coach, take advantage of it. And I mean that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Coach, what's some things that people don't know what they don't know about Avery? Give us spill the beans on them.
I will. Well, I mean, our offense, we run it's a lot of read off. I mean, dang near every play we run is some kind of read, whether it's an RPO, run pass option play, whether it's some kind of jet read, power read. So every play almost he's got at least one read he's got to make, and sometimes two reads. Mm-hmm. And I've watched these guys on college on Saturdays and those kind of things, and he's his cerebral knowledge of the game is I think what sets him apart from a lot of other people, to be honest. I mean, obviously he's got arm strength. I mean, he can stand flat-footed and from the 50-yard line and put it through the uprights and all the cool, all those things that you see a lot of these guys do with their arm strength. But then obviously, he can run it as well. And, I think he kind of demonstrated that Saturday and, throughout the whole season. He's just a big kid who can run. Right. But most impressive for me is just that cerebral knowledge of the game where his reads he makes at the fraction of a second are pretty darn impressive. And with the offense that we run, it's just fun to watch when he's making those reads. He's tough to stop because of his ability to do that on the field.
Now, what he's 6'2", about what, 200? How big are you? 6'3", 6'2"?
He's 207. Yeah, with 207.
It's like 210, about 210.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I watched you drag that guy in the end zone. I said, oh my God, he got big.
Right. So when you hear you come, you guys playing Division 7, and we just had the Detroit King kids in and Coach Terrell Patrick, again, it's like anything else. People size you up, division you play in, or how tall you are, what have you. How do you, Coach, what do you tell your players? Because obviously you're competing. I mean, people dress, they put on the shoulder pads the same way you do. Talk a little bit about that.
Right. I think there's always going to be a talk just because, being a little smaller division school. But just like you said, we had, seen down there, we got, Avery Moore and Aiden Harrison and some of these other guys, they could play at any level. Right. I think our biggest, issue, with playing with with these bigger schools, we just don't have the depth. You know what I mean? We don't have the, we don't have the 60 kids on a roster and those kind of things. But there's no doubt. In my mind, I'm sure a lot of people's mind that we got a bunch of kids on our roster that can play at any roster in the state. And anytime we line up, you were down there at the 7-on-7. We were in the final, 5-6 teams out of, and we're the small school there by far. You know what I mean?
I think it was the final 4 teams. Actually.
Yeah, we were in the final 4 teams that had 7-on-7 full of 40 teams, and they're all Division I, Division II teams. So when we get out there in the field and in those kind of situations, we can, like I said, I feel we can play with anybody.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So,
I was impressed. Now, can you explain to our listeners why you guys Division 7 over Division 1? What is the reason why?
Yeah. So our school enrollment, there's only 300 kids in our school total. So we only got roughly 75 kids, 70 some kids in a class.
Wow.
So like I said, 300 kids in the total school. And then you look at look at King or, any the bigger schools around us, like a Grand Blanc. You're talking, thousands of kids in school. Mm-hmm. So, that's the difference. It's just the size of the school.
It goes off the size. Of
at the end of the day, we don't have the number of kids, playing football as obviously a Division I or Division II school. So,
right. You mentioned, having King having 60 kids. I coached at Southfield, and we literally had the first year when we merged, we had 82 kids on varsity football alone. So, hey, so having 35, 40 kids, man, is a blessing because, I mean, you're going to miss somebody.
Our varsity team this year had 24. So you can ask Avery Avery, in the finals, did you come off the field?
Wow.
No, I didn't come off the field at all.
He's our starting safety, too. So.
And that was my next question. I was impressed. He runs his big butt over to make a tackle. I said, oh, the quarterback can tackle.
You know, and that's another thing with him. I mean, there's colleges that he can play defense just as, well, to be honest. He's a physical kid. So, you know, as a college kid, he's probably more of a, backer, outside backer type kid. But we had him, the Guama Westphalia game, we're playing against a 2-time state champ, reigning champs, and we had him up on that line the entire game. He played defensive end for us.
Ooh,
so,
wow.
That's just the versatility that he brings for us. We can, he played defensive end. We moved him to linebacker. He played at safety, and then obviously our starting quarterback. So he, I guess that's one kind of, cool thing being at a smaller school is you're going to get a lot of opportunity to play. To the point where a lot of times you're not even coming off the field. So
wow. So Avery, you have to choose a position. You better choose it. It better be the right question, the right answer. If you got to choose a position, what position you will play? You want to play on next level?
Probably definitely quarterback.
Okay.
For sure.
What they say?
But it would be cool to play defense. I think it'd still be pretty cool.
All right.
Hey, I like that, Avery. Leaving your options open.
Leave your options open. You never know. Now, tell me a little bit about your academics. Where are you at? Ivy League student? Just tell me what you're thinking, and what you want to play at the next level.
I wouldn't say Ivy League, but definitely like D1 schools like CMU, Toledo. I think those are pretty cool schools.
Okay.
But you got about your grades. You got pretty good grades.
Oh yeah. I'm about 3.5 right now. So.
Okay.
Do you have a particular school that you would that you're interested in? As far as football, or have you talked to anyone or anything like that?
I've talked to CMU a little bit to Toledo.
Okay.
I'd rather stay somewhere close, like a CMU school, like a Western.
Right.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Okay.
All right. So have you talked to Western this year?
A little bit actually. Okay. Yeah. I got a game invite. I didn't end up making it out there though, which was kind of upsetting.
Right.
But I plan on trying to get out there.
What'd you say, Coach?
And I just want to add, I was just going to just to add that, the other blessing of Aiden obviously coming over is a lot of these bigger schools that, sometimes we don't get the love being a smaller school from some of these, bigger, even, MAC schools and stuff. With Aiden, being in New Lothrop, it definitely has brought a lot of larger schools to come in and check kids out. So it's been kind of nice too, because obviously, Avery's starting to get a lot of recognition from some of these schools just because they're coming in and
no doubt.
Initially heard of Aiden and then come in to see Avery. So it's been kind of nice.
Well, I know I've been I sent Indiana over there to see you guys because Mike Hart's a good friend of mine.
Mike Hart, he came up and talked to Avery, and they want to send their quarterback coach up here to watch him throw along with the Fletcher kid over at Carmen Ainsworth, who's a nice player too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying this to you, Avery, and I'll let Coach Derek finish it up. I said it before, your potential for Division I is there. Your next step is making the proper moves and getting out and being seen. Old saying, Avery, out of sight, out of mind.
That's right.
In order to be who you should be, you got to compete with the Fletchers, the Anthony Romps, the DeQuan Finns. You want to stand next to these guys and figure out where you stand. It don't make a difference where you're from. It's what you do when you get there. You know what I mean? So if you are in camps, you just got to show. You got to show your stuff.
Right.
So I say this to you because I talked to you early in the year when I saw you through the ball in the summer. I say, man, this guy can do something. So I need you to get involved. You can't do everything, but get involved.
Mm-hmm.
And that would change everything.
Well, hey, man, you got a fan in me right now. So,
thank you.
Whatever you guys doing up there in that small town of 60 people, no, I'm just kidding, 600 people, you guys are doing something right. And like I say, it doesn't matter, how big the school or what have you, as long as you can ball. And you guys are proving that because everybody was talking about Madison. Everybody was talking about that school. going into that game, and you guys showed, what you were all about.
Now, I tell you what, that was a great game. And I came late, and I'm watching the game and on my phone. I came late, and I got there. It was 36-36 when I was on the road. It's like, you guys are up by 20. I'm like, oh, my God, they came back.
Right.
And it was a great game. The quarterback over at Madison Heights was on my 707 team, and we won the state championship in the 707.
Right.
And he just decommitted from Marshall. Yeah, he a football player.
Yeah, yep, he is.
Well, guys, hey, look, we're going to go to a break, but I just want to tell you guys again, thank you for coming on the show, Coach. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Avery, we're going to be following you guys moving forward. I know Coach Wins is doing his things with 707, so I look forward to seeing you guys real soon.
Yeah, Avery, and you coming down to the top 50 camp, right?
Yeah, I was talking to I think it was Coach Juan about it, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up going down.
Come down.
Come down, compete, man.
The biggest piece for you is that all the riders will be in attendance. I'm only taking 15 quarterbacks. I'm not taking no more than 15 quarterbacks.
Right.
And you was the one that we selected to be there with Allen True, D-Zone, D1 Freak, Michigan State, and them guys. So want to make sure you get you down there and hang out with us, all right? Throw the ball a little bit and see what you're working with, all right?
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys, man. Great. We'll talk to you guys soon, okay?
Thank you. Thanks for absolutely. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay.
All right, Coach. Congratulations, Coach.
Hey, guys, we're going to go to break, but when we come back, we've got Mr. Eric Richards, director of the All-American Game, formerly of the U.S. Army Combine. So we'll be right back with the Prep Stars Football Report.
Cool.
Are you hungry? So hungry your brain's telling you that the steering wheel is actually a giant pretzel? Sounds like you need some real food real quick. The brand new Subway snack menu has scrumptious toasties, tasty meatballs, and new yummy nachos for just 89 cents. See?
Should we start that conversation right here?
The voices in your head. Can't wait till your next meal? We've got a snack for that. Subway.
Hello,
Eat
this is Derek.
Derek.
What's up, Sean?
Hey, no, this is Eric Richards.
Hey.
All-American Game.
Oh, I got you, Eric. How you doing, man?
Doing good.
Hey, look, we're on a break, and then once we come off break, I'm going to introduce you, and then we're going to go right into it, okay?
All right, that'll work.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.
I noticed the little things, and lately I've noticed my TV is not as...
incredible as it could be.
That's the word.
It's time for a Sony 4K TV. Vibrant color, stunning contrast with Google Assistant built in.
Vibrant and stunning. We should all be so lucky.
I also noticed my TV is not as...
big as it could be?
Yeah.
Trust me, Sony knows how to do big TV. Check it.
Oh, I'm checking.
Boom. Am I right?
Okay.
And welcome back to the Prep Stars Football Report. I'm your host, Derek Denham. And as always, I got my man, Mr. Reggie Booby Wins in studio, my esteemed host. And on the phone, we have Mr. Eric Richards. Eric is the director of the All-American Bowl, I believe formerly of the U.S. Army Game, but I'll let Eric tell us about that. Coach, welcome to the show.
Good to be on with you guys.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Derek. How's things up you guys' way?
Hey, man, we good. We glad to have you. Like I said, my co-host, Reggie Wins. We appreciate you calling in, Coach.
Glad to call in and talk a little high school football with you and Reggie at any time, for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we jump right in. Now, just for clarification purposes, for the people that don't know, because I see the name has changed, and it's the All-American Bowl now. Is that you guys went from the U.S. Army? Give us a little insight on that, if you don't mind.
Well, I mean, we had a great partnership. Anytime you can be in, partners with somebody for 18 years, you can't hold your head down. They were a longtime partner, the second longest partner running in high school sports next to the McDonald's high school basketball game there was. And they just, had done it for 18 years, and they wanted to take a lesser role and get more involved with our combine, which is our 600 underclassmen that we bring down the same weekend down there at San Antonio, and they feel like they can touch more athletes that would probably be better candidates that they're looking for from an officer candidate standpoint. as opposed to 4- and 5-star football players that they may not get a shot at, 4, 5, 6 years down the road that might be in the NFL or whatever. But it was a great partnership, and there were no hard feelings, and they're still going to be around San Antonio. But as you know, it brings new opportunities. Adidas is a big part of our bowl. American Family Insurance is a big part, and some big news will be coming down the pipe in the next 3 to 4 weeks with a group, a large media group that is actually purchasing the bowl, and it's one of your 3 major affiliates. So we're excited about that and the opportunities they bring to bringing on another long-term, big-time partner, hopefully for another 18 years.
Wow. Now, Eric, you're associated with FBU as well, correct? We'll make sure.
Okay, so the parent company is All American Games, sure. and underneath that company, the entities are the All American Bowl, FBU, which most of your listeners will know is a camp series.
Yes, sir.
Underneath FBU is our national championship series with the middle school grades tournaments. That's kind of like a Little League World Series meets March Madness. We start out in 64 cities. We down to a final Elite 8, bring them down into Naples and battle out for an eventual champion in three different grades, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then also the Combine is a part of its own separate entity, and it kind of crosses over both. We obviously we look to give out a lot of our invites through our camp series. We're in about 15 to 18 cities over the course of the spring and summer, and we end with a year-end camp called Top Gun, which in the past 3 years has been in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
So, Eric, question. I got a superstar football player. How can I get him involved in the All-American Bowl?
Or the Combine.
Wow, I mean,
or the Combine.
For the Combine?
No, not the Combine. Either or. American Bowl.
We send out about just over 800 invitations. We take 600 spots. Out of those 600, Booby, about 300 will already have Division I offers. The other 300, we're trying to get them some exposure. So you need to say, well, why did the 300 even come that have a Division I offer? Well, they're looking for that 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or even Power 5 offer, or they're a 3-star and they're wanting to get in front of us and get that 4-star, or if they're a 4-star, maybe they're bucking for that 5th star. We give out the majority of our invites. We see the athletes through the camp series, but then 24/7 Sports helps us identify another 300 to 400 of the invitations through different camps, through the Rivals 3 Challenge, through the Nike opening camps, through major 7-on-7 events, Pylon, and other ones out there that we attend. And so there's no one answer of how you get that invite. I would say the first and most important way is good film on Friday night.
Okay.
I'm asked all the time, how can my kid get an offer? You can do all the camps, combines, and showcases you want.
That's
and
right.
I can and I can send that kind of stuff to every BCS coach there is. But the first thing they're going to do is look at that transcript. Second thing they're going to do is hit that huddle highlight link. So if all these things in the off season should be pointed toward making you have a better in season tape.
Right.
Okay. So you got one of my guys in Michigan committed to a bowl game, which is Lance Dixon, and from West Bloomfield High School. I'm just trying to figure how that process works. Is it just ratings from 247 just to get in the All-American Bowl? I'm just trying to figure how the process works.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily ratings. Like Lance is not, there's, I'm looking at his composite rating. Well, he's like 225th, 226th in the composite, 13th at his position, 6th in the state of Michigan. So it's not necessarily all rating. It's all potential and upside. I mean, generally speaking, what the committee's trying to do, Reggie, is we're trying. You guys know how many 5-stars there end up being, right? You know the whole 5-star
no doubt
deal that there's 32 5-stars at the end of every recruiting cycle. And what the recruiting industries are saying, 24/7 Sports or Rivals, what they're saying is, hey, this guy's got an outside shot at being a number 1 pick to one of the 32 teams.
Okay.
All right, and that's how where the cutoff is at 32. And then there's 400 4-stars. Now, out of them 4 stars, from a composite standpoint, he may be like Lance. He may be 228, but we're thinking the upside on Lance is a little bit higher than some guys ranked ahead of him. So I hope that kind of explains it a little bit.
Right, it does, because I'm probably campaigning because I got a kid that I think that 52 offers that I've been watching for the last 2 years, and I think he should be part of it. I don't know how it works, and I don't want to step on his toe, but I think the kid is really good. I think the running back out of Cass Tech, Jaron Mangum.
Yeah.
And Mangum's real good. He was on our board for sure.
He was on your board.
But I mean, the deal with first of all, Cass Tech has been very, very, very good to us over the last 18 years.
No
I mean, it's just you find yourself going back to the Mater days and to the into the Bishop Gormans and to the St. Thomas Aquinas, and Cass Tech has been that one in Michigan where it just seems like every year they have one. And Jared was a little pigeonholed because he was ranked an athlete. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because he did other things for his team, and so. But everybody says quarterback's hardest. Man, I think running backs are harder because we take 3 on each side, and when you start talking 3 on each side, Florida's going to get their one every year, right?
Right.
I mean, they're going to get one, and as of late, Georgia, right? I mean, Georgia's going to have one in there. So that's on the east side. That takes 2 spots right there.
That is correct.
I mean, on any given year, and so now you're talking about 1 spot left for the East, booby. For the whole thing, rest of 25 states.
Right.
And Coach, obviously there's always that anomaly where you have that kid that a lot of people don't know for different situations. Maybe they didn't play a couple of years. Maybe they, late bloomer, what have you. What do you say to those parents or to that kid? He's a great athlete, but he's just coming on late, and then he's looking at all these different guys that he knows. He knows he's better than them, but he's coming on late, and he may not be on your radar. What do you say to those people?
Well, I mean, I would say flick on the TV on Sunday and watch Todd Gurley.
No doubt.
We missed on Gurley. Under Armour missed on Gurley. The guy coming out of North Carolina, Todd's senior year, was Keith Marshall.
Yep.
Everybody was on Keith Marshall. He was a 100-meter champ in the state, and Todd didn't have that great of a junior year. And in between his junior year and his senior year, he grew 2 inches. He put on 30 pounds, and he lowered his 40 time. And all of a sudden, mid-season, people were calling us and saying, "Man, you guys got to get up here. You got to look at this." And Steve Wilfong from 24/7 Sports sent me and Rusty up to North Carolina in a driving rain, and we watched this guy go for 300, and we're like, this guy's going to be special. And we didn't have the room for him, and it happens, every Sunday. I mean, you like to hit on the majority, but you're going to miss on some,
absolutely.
and
it's just how it works.
The way it is.
Well, I was fortunate enough to have someone participate in the combine. Jonas Gray, I'm sure that Coach. Jonas came down, and that put him on the map. Reggie and I, prepping for the show, I was just telling him about Jonas' experience. And, he trained, and he went down there. He ended up making the all-combine team. And then, obviously, he went on and played. Well, he got hurt, but he participated in the U.S. Army game. So, great experience. What you guys doing is phenomenal. And talk about some of the players for people that don't know that's come through the program.
Oh, obviously, if you start at running back right now, just that I can just talk one class where we you say we're going to miss some, but if you look at the 2014 class, our 6 running backs. So listen to this now, you guys pay attention.
We're paying attention.
Our 6 running backs were Joe Mixon, Royce Freeman, Christian McCaffrey for the West.
Okay.
All right. On the East, Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, and Elijah Hood, who's with the Redskins. He's on the practice squad this year. But that five of those six of those guys are dudes in the NFL. So I mean, just in that one class in 2014, we call it the running back year, and then a lot of people are calling that 2017 class a quarterback year with Tua, and then last year we had Trevor Lawrence, who, if his name isn't called first on in 3 years on NFL draft day, I'd be highly surprised. They don't make them like that guy. And then you guys got one in your backyard up there, Logan Brown, that's coming down this year. That's you hate to use the word can't miss, but if that kid keeps his head on straight, and God bless, he's injury free. He's special, man.
He's special. He is special, and he's special and big. So he's special.
Say special and big.
He's all that.
And I know when Coach, you mentioned KJ Hamler, which is family to both Reg and I.
Oh yeah.
I know we were campaigning for him, but unfortunately he got hurt.
The crazy thing about KJ, we had him in the younger game, the 8th grade game that we ran, and he overcame size at that point, and he gained a lot of steam. He kind of disappeared freshman and sophomore year. When I say disappeared on a national scene because people were questioning the height and everything like that. And then it wasn't a thing that we didn't know about KJ. It just came down to simply 6 slots at wide receiver, and he was on the outside looking in. And man, do we regret that one now.
and I think. When Dez was Fitzpatrick was another kid we had came out years.
Dez Fitzpatrick,
and he wanted to be in the Army. He wanted to be in All-American game too as well.
Well, of course.
What year was he out?
Dez, because Dez,
16?
Yes, 2016. Yep,
He's
16.
He's at
Louisville right now, and
Louisville.
Oh, I'm sorry, Louisville. And Dez had, a phenomenal high school career. So and then
I know you guys are, I know you guys are a national show.
Yes, sir.
I would imagine the majority of your listeners are in that Michigan area.
Yes.
A couple you're getting, man. That Daxton Hill out of Booker T. Washington, Tulsa, Oklahoma, is playing in our game.
Okay.
You're talking about a safety that can come up and thump you now.
Okay.
I watched him. He is a thumper.
Wow.
He's like a Jamal Adams. Is the best thing I can compare him to.
Now, isn't he committed, Coach? Is he committed?
Yeah, he's a hard commit to Michigan. Michigan's got a great class, man. Right. It's well balanced at positions. You got Chris Hinton's son, Hinton Jr. is committed to you, and I think once he can settle in and only play in one side of the ball, he's going to be good. The running back from Oaks Christian, Charbonnet, is a stud. He's actually in the Under Armour game. We went after him though, and then. Eric All, the tight end you guys got pulled out of Ohio, he would have been our next tight end taken. We only take one tight end per team, but he's our next tight end taken. And you got really 3 from Gwinnett in Gwinnett County, Georgia, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with, but your listeners is currently it's producing the #1 talent per capita in the country, just ahead of Dade and Broward. In Florida, and you got Michigan has 3 players from that county, and Hinton, Jalen Perry out of Tequila, Georgia, long corner, and Trenton Jones, the lineman out of Grayson High School. So, I know it's tough. It was a tough weekend for those guys out there, but if they can weather the storm, it's a heck of a class.
Yeah, it's a bright future. Absolutely.
Go ahead, Reg.
Okay. What I'm looking now? Who's that top quarterback out in the country?
Well, this year it's Spencer Rattler out of Arizona. He's on the consensus the top guy. I hate when people say down year.
Right.
How do you know? But people say that this is a down year quarterback, but you're coming off a year where you had Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, who were 2 of the highest ranked quarterbacks ever.
No doubt.
Since the rankings have been out. And so, everything's going to be down from there. But in our game, Rattler's playing in it, Helinski, the kid out of Orange Lutheran, who's going to South Carolina. We got Sam Howell, the quarterback out of North Carolina that's committed to Florida State. We got Graham Mertz, the kid out of Kansas that's going to Wisconsin to play with Logan Brown. And we got Tua's little brother, Talia, who is really making a case for National Player of the Year.
Yes, he is.
People said, and I had Tua in a camp in the 6th grade over at FEU, and his release then was just sick. Him and Tate Martell were probably two of the youngest kids I had with releases that I was like, okay, this can transcend to the Saturday level. But a lot of people said, well, Talia's going to be just as good as Tua, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute now. But he's playing in our game, and so we're excited. We got a good quarterback bunch this year. We're extremely excited about our run of quarterbacks over the last few years. So obviously we've had Fromm and like I said, Trevor Lawrence and Shea Patterson and Tate Martell, and so we've been blessed at quarterback.
So I'm a freshman's dad. I got a stud freshman. I'm saying if that's me.
Mm-hmm.
How do I start the process of getting my son involved to become in the All-American game, or what I need to do?
Yeah.
What if you had to tell my listener, what is the approach? What do you think we should do?
I mean, I think if you're a skilled guy, I think finding a balance of a 7-on-7 team that is not competing every weekend, because you can get out there and you can do too much. I mean, it becomes, all of a sudden you're traveling all over the country playing in a 7-on-7 tournament every other weekend, and it's a little overkill, and all it does is hurt your program. But I think if you could find a balance between a team that maybe competes once every 3 to 4 weeks, does 4 to 5 tournaments in the off season. That's one step. Obviously, encouraging your high school coach to participate in a 7-on-7 league, so that you've got the timing down with your receivers and your quarterbacks, and then maybe just pick one combine or showcase a month. I mean, these players and families that are doing a showcase every weekend or every other weekend, you're running a 40 and you're getting a shuttle and you're leaving with your time, and I mean it's overkill, man. And I'm telling you, it's and I've watched it from afar, and I've been involved in it, but you can really do too many. You got to be real careful about how many combines and showcases you do. Because a lot of them are cattle calls out there, and I'm probably calling out a lot of people in the business, because there are some good ones out there that do a good job of trying to get these kids some exposure. But by the same means, there's an equal number that you'd have had a better off time going to the zoo with your family, and it meant more.
No doubt about it. I totally agree, and that's what parents have to understand. They have to identify which one is the right one. And maybe you had to try that one this year, but you don't want to overdo it, because sometimes this is too much.
Right.
It's too much.
I mean, it's gone from, in the last 10 years, it's gone to where there was 3 events in Atlanta over the course of a spring, to where then now there's 3 to 5 events every weekend in Atlanta, where I'm stationed at. And for the southeastern kids, I never have to leave the city, because there's so many events. And so I think if you sit down with your as a family and pick out one you want to do a month, and train those other 3 weekends, and then you can't tell me that you're away at these 7-on-7 tournaments in Vegas and Bradenton, Florida, and then all over the country, that you're able to do your homework and schoolwork. So you're doing all that on that side, and your schoolwork's falling down to a 2.8, 2.7, 2.6. Then when these guys come to, and call people, to make hey, how about this kid? What's his GPA? And you got to tell them the GPA, and then they take the kid with the higher GPA, because just about all things are equal now. I mean, you used to, 25 years ago, you couldn't find athletes all over the country running 4.6 40s. Now you can.
That's true.
And so the difference is that 4.6 40, and am I going to have trouble with him going to class? Am I going to have trouble with him if I get him up here qualifying? There's no sense in gambling a $200,000 scholarship. So spend those other 3 weekends, going to a tutor, doing whatever you got to do, because it's just as valuable from a grade standpoint, Reggie and Derek, as it is the training and exposure standpoint.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Coach, a quick question for you. So when the younger games that you have, I know, like I said, KJ, I think at the time was the East Bay. I believe that was the East Bay game.
Yep.
Right?
East Bay was our sponsor back then. Yes.
How do you? I know it's a little easier to evaluate the older guys, but when you're talking about guys,
trust me, I try to hand off the young game every year. I try to hand it off, and somebody will run with it, and then all of a sudden I acquire it back for some reason because either one of our people have gotten the jobs at the college level,
right,
or whatever else. But it's a crapshoot. When we were doing the 7th grade, you talk about a crapshoot. I mean, it was just, but each year you get older, like our freshman game that we do, and that's why we've kind of, with the national championship, we've gotten out of the 6th and 7th and 8th grade all-star market because you hit on the Will Greers and the Sony Michels every now and then, but you miss just as many, and it's just, it's just the quality of the product. And there's so many out there now that people pay to be a part of that it's very crowded, but we're kind of proud of our freshman game. This year's the 2018 roster, we had about 30 kids that played in the Army game and played in the freshman game. This year, the 2019 roster, we're about 32 of the freshmen playing. So the older they get, Reggie, you hit it. It gets easier and easier. I tell you, probably the toughest position, and people would think it's quarterback, but it's actually O-line.
O-line
is the toughest position because you can have a 6'3", 285-pound 8th or 9th grader, and if that mean switch doesn't click in 3 to 4 years, it don't matter that he was 6'3", 2. Everybody's 6'3", 285, fighting for that D1 scholarship at offensive guard. And so I'd say O-line's probably the toughest.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is. Eric, I want to get involved with selection for Midwest. I mean,
my phone line's open. The pay ain't worth a dime, but man, we take calls, recommendations all the time because trust me, we know there's areas and there's some kids that just don't do. Logan Brown wasn't a big camp guy.
No,
you know what I mean? He wasn't on the circuit, and he didn't have to.
No doubt.
So we understand that there's players like that. And, and actually, a kid out of Kentucky this year that's up for Player of the Year named Wandale Robinson. He's 5'9.5". He was in Frankfort, Kentucky, which is in the middle of Lexington and Louisville, in the middle of nowhere. He's 5'9.5". He doesn't do 7-on-7s. He doesn't do combines and showcases, and he's one of the top players in the country. So, we know they're out there.
Right. They are out there. We just got to make sure.
David Bell's another one, the receiver out of Warren Central in Indianapolis. He played basketball full time and winning state championships and that. And we don't see him on the circuit.
But that's tough,
but we know he's a good player.
Eric, that's tough for a college coach to recruit you and I can't see you, especially when you're 5'9". You might be the top player in the country, but it's hard to take a chance unless Ohio State offer you,
right,
or Alabama offer you, then they see something that everybody else don't see,
right,
and it's hard.
You know what? They were Reggie. They were 10 years ago. You wouldn't get anybody to touch the fight. They were just super scared of it.
Right.
You look at what Rondale Moore is doing at Purdue.
Yep.
I mean, at 5'9", you look at what Christian Kirk did at A&M. When he got there at 5'10", you look at Eno Benjamin out at Arizona State, the running back that is 5'8.5" at best. J.J. Jackson's at Arizona. He's up for the Doak Walker Award, 5'8" at best. Finally, coaches are like, you know what? We can't take 3 of these guys, but we can gamble on one. One or two,
Well, and that's thanks to Hill, too, out there in Kansas City. The little receiver, and he changed the game because he says he's 5'10", but I know he's 5'9".
Oh, yeah,
he's 5'9".
Absolutely.
If not shorter.
Absolutely. And, and the same thing was true with quarterbacks. I remember, when in 2000, 2001, 2002, if you weren't 6'4", 6'5", they weren't up.
They look at you.
They just weren't looking at it. They wanted that guy, and thank God the Drew Breeses of the world and the Tuas and Jake Fromms and all that have put that to rest too, because it's all release. It's all I don't care how tall you are or how small you are. If you can't get that ball out in that window and that release, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter at all.
So, Eric, we're Michigan guys. We're here in the state of Michigan, and we compete. We come and compete nationally, and I think in the last few years, man, I mean, I look at the crop of kids, and Reggie can really talk about this. The crop of kids that's come out of the state. I mean, I think we can compare to a lot. I mean, even to the kids in the South. I mean,
that goes without saying. Now, you guys, obviously, you know the Michigan high school rules are a little rough on the underclassmen,
Yes.
so we don't get to see everybody in the national championship. They can't put teams in. They can't play in the freshman game and stuff. And that is what it is. I mean, I can't. Alabama follows that. Ohio follows it. Pennsylvania follows it. And everything, but I mean, Michigan's right up here. You just got to keep them at home, man. I mean, you look at the 2020 class. Justin Rogers is going to be one of the top linemen in the country.
No doubt about it.
If not top overall. The Enzo Jennings kid out of Oak Park.
Yep.
That's going to Notre Dame.
We had him on the show. He was
on there tonight.
We
right?
had Malik. You familiar with Malik Carr, Oak Park receiver?
Yes.
Yeah. Malik is blowing up. I mean,
if
you look at his highlight film,
the Rashawn Williams kid at Martin Luther King.
Yep.
I mean, Penny Boone at Martin Luther King, and I mean, so it's you don't have to tell me nothing.
Okay.
I know we have Michigan. You guys might think, well, we're getting overlooked, but shoot, any college coach or D1 coach would go to Michigan in a heartbeat, man.
Oh, no doubt about it. And we're not really getting overlooked.
We don't have to worry about them shutting down in cold weather games down here either.
This is true.
That is true. Literally true. Well, I just want to. I mean, I don't do it for the money. I do it for the capacity of the Midwest. Just kind of help out, and because there's some guys like you said that you can't see because they don't do enough.
Right.
And I just want to be that one to be able to help them get to that point. And I deal with Alan True and Wolform and all the writers in the neighborhood. The money is nothing to me. The money is irrelevant. It's about not missing one. And you said it earlier. We missed one, but he still got drafted.
You got somebody else coming behind him. Right.
So I want to make sure that I'm like, hey, Eric, I got one. Whether you take him or not, because it's just like recruiting. You can't take everybody.
That's right.
Well, I tell you this, man. Steve Wolfong on the national level, boy, he stands on the table for Michigan kids. So you guys got a good one in your corner up there.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Hey, well, Eric, man, we appreciate it, man. We would love to have you come back in from time to time. I mean, your knowledge is second to none, obviously, with all the kids you've worked with over the years, and we would love to have you back.
Hey, one more question.
Anytime, Derek. Let's do a recap after the 2019 Bowl, and we'll have exciting news about who that new partner is that's buying the games, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'd love to talk to you and Reggie anytime.
Hey, one more question for you. You are now Haslick's father from Ohio State, the quarterback. What do you do? Do we come out? Or do we stay?
No, you gotta come. Gotta come out.
Gotta come out
because it's just.
There's no quarterbacks. There's no quarterbacks
you
coming
look
out.
This year, who your competition is, Herbert and Greer, right?
Yep.
I mean, and Herbert's had a bad stretch going down to where, hell, he may not even come out. I mean, his last 3 to 4 games were horrible, but you can't leave that money on the table. You got to come out because you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you got Tua next year. Who knows? I mean, with Jacob Eason and Reese getting back on the field, he's 6'5", cannon arm up at Washington. He's going to be eligible and stuff. And then all of a sudden, you're 4th or 5th as opposed to being 1 or 2. So, you got to come out.
Get the money while you can. I appreciate it.
Hey, we'll
get the money and go back and get that education.
Absolutely.
They want to get you graduated, so that scholarship offer is open to finish that education. I'm going through it with Sony Michel right now. So, getting him finished it up. So they want you back. They want you to count against the books of graduated. Trust me.
Definitely. Well, Eric, again, we appreciate you, man, and we definitely look forward to talking to you soon. And good luck to everything you're doing. And God bless you, man. And you've helped a lot of kids over the years.
Appreciate the support, guys.
Okay, we'll talk soon.
All right, Eric.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we got Sean Sear from 247 Sports. He's going to join in with Reggie and I. We're going to talk recruiting. We'll be right back with the Prep Stars Football Report.
Metro PCS. Everyone's celebrating an amazing deal. Switch now and get your choice of 3 free phones from great brands. Plus, get a third line with unlimited high-speed data free. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out.
You can take this call. This call about to come in, so you can take it. Okay. Gotcha. He's calling in now. Sean?
Yep.
Hey, give us a second. We had break, and we're going to come right back and going to introduce you, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, bro. Okay, good. Okay. Well, I'm ready when you. I know. And welcome back to the Prep Stars Football Report. I'm your host, Derek Denham. And as always, we got Reggie Booby Wins in the studio, my co-host. And on the phone, we have our insider, Mr. Sean Sear. What's up, Sean?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing in the studio?
Man, we good, bro. How was your holiday?
It was absolutely wonderful. How about you guys?
Gobble, gobble, baby.
It was good, man. That's my time of the year. You know, if I can eat like that, yeah, man. So what we got, Sean? We just got off the phone with Eric Richards. I don't know if you got a chance to hear, but he's the director of the All-American Bowl, formerly the U.S. Army game. And, man, you're talking about a wealth of knowledge, man. I mean, he was just running down kids from California, from Florida to Texas. So
even Michigan.
Even Michigan. You know, so he gave us some props as far as our Michigan kids and just said, you know, it's just unfortunate because of, you know, our high school rules here that we can't partake in a lot of different things that other states can.
That's correct.
And that's something I think the MHSA needs to get with the times. I mean, they just kind of hold Michigan kids back and allowing them the opportunity to take part in certain things that, you know, if you're talented enough and you have that opportunity, why not let them? I mean, I'm all for kids that play football to play, you know, basketball, run track, you know, play baseball. You know, I want to see multi-sports athletes. But another thing is, they need to get their act together. We need spring football in the state of Michigan. Bottom line.
Preach.
Yeah, we do. We got enough indoor facilities to do that. Worst case, it's warm enough outside to go. We play in the cold, so we got to get with the program,
definitely,
and help our kids out on that level as far as football.
Yeah, because we have the disadvantage. I mean, if you're talking about football, you're talking about track. You know, you always hear about the guys in the South. You know, because they've got that great weather all year round.
No doubt about it. So I mean, we got to change the game and at least be on the same playing field everybody else, because right now we're doing wondrous things.
True.
Just without that.
True.
Just imagine if we have that opportunity to do that.
I want to bring up something. Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
And what gives a Michigan high school, and just because you play sports, what gives them the right to be like, oh no, you can't participate in the opening? Like, it's just so it's sickening.
It's archaic.
It's just like you are. It's kind of like get with the times.
That's right.
You know, like, you know, evolve. A kid has an opportunity to go compete against some of the top players in the country, and you're going to put him at a disadvantage.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like, he's earned that.
That's right.
Let him do it.
Yeah.
Let him make a name for the state of Michigan.
Yeah. Why do you think? I know we've got a new director of the MHSAA, but why do you think that was with Jack Roberts? Why do you think they? And I'll pose this to you and Reggie. Why do you guys think that the rules were the way they were?
I'll let Reggie go first.
I don't know. I don't know if it's protecting the kids, thinking football too much now. I don't know. I don't know. And it been the rule been existing for how many years now?
It's been a while, and it's not just football. I mean,
It's
like
all-
I said,
it's all
because you could only travel. I think they changed the rule as far as travel Because remember, you could only, I think it was 300 miles. Yeah.
And then it might be liability, protecting the kids in the state of Michigan. I don't know.
Right.
But it won't hurt for us to go outside 300,000 miles or
300 miles, right.
5 miles, 500 miles. I don't know.
Right.
It's just we need to get on the same playing field. It'd be nice to travel to Chicago and play a Chicago team or play what's the school down there? Brother Rice or Simeon.
Yeah, Chicago.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to do so, but we can't because of the fact of the rules. And hoping and praying that them rules be changed to the benefit of the state of Michigan.
Yeah, because it was years ago. I was trying to do a game for Hunger in China. You may remember it was the Hunger Classic, and I was trying to find a media partner to broadcast the game. Our rules there are so crazy. They wanted to do a tape delay. So it's just like, for what? It's insane.
Well, did you know? I also know we can't play on TV. I just found it out.
Now that you can do tape delay.
Tape delay, but I mean, if you look at out of state schools, the schools in Georgia they play on that.
Oh yeah,
TV.
you see them on ESPN.
Yeah, ESPN.
Yeah, top players. And again, I just think it's not doing our kids a justice like you and Red said. I want to switch gears real quick though. And Sean, I know we had the Oak Park kids in, and Enzo and Malik and Justin Rogers. So who do I see up at Michigan State? Justin Rogers. So is Sean? Did he get an offer? Did State offer him?
They've been offered.
They've been offered him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Michigan State offered a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just making sure you get. I mean, when D'Antonio offers a kid, it's an offer.
And I get that.
That's just the way he operates.
I get that. I mean, but again, Malik and Enzo. I was at Notre Dame with Enzo and Malik.
Did he commit? Enzo committed?
No.
Okay.
I think that was just something.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think he committed. But it's just going back to that fact of everybody else can see certain things. I mean, if you look at Malik Carr's highlight tape, I mean, as a receiver, it's second to none.
Out of something.
It's second to none. And Reg has picked up the phone, called coaches. Hey, man, he's called Dan Enos at Alabama. Hey, man, what are y'all doing down here? You got to get on this kid.
And they just offered a tight end, the Barry kid out of what was the kid named out of Port Huron North?
Yeah.
He just got offered by Alabama a couple of days ago. He went down this weekend.
So, again, Sean, I mean, anybody that's Michigan State hot on right now, that what you think? You think those guys are going to eventually get offers or what?
I just think it's D'Antonio moves at his pace and his staff moves under his command.
Got it.
I think sometimes they haven't seen him play live, and sometimes the football schedules don't work out that you don't get a chance to go watch a kid play live because you got to travel here, go there.
Mm-hmm.
No, but there's no excuses. But that the Michigan State coaches and all the coaches will be out until the dead period, and then come January, once the dead period's over, they'll be back at it.
Right.
So I see a lot of these in-state guys, picking up those offers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what separates Michigan State is they just don't do they do more of a slug approach instead of a buckshot. They offer the kids and they target the kids that they want, and when they have those offers out there, they're committable offers.
Right.
Based on because that's just the way that he operates.
I agree. But
I would have already offered Enzo like 3 years ago, and Carr, that kid, he get that 50-50 ball.
Oh,
that's it, and that's what he reminds me of. Tony Lippett. That's who he reminds me of.
I see him almost like a Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
That's what I see. And I hate to go, I know Calvin is like probably a Hall of Famer, but it's kind of what he reminds me of.
But Sean, it's nothing wrong. Here's my map. This is my map. University of Michigan is offering very minimum state of Michigan prospects. Michigan State can be that leader of the state of Michigan. Mm-hmm. And I'm just saying, excel it, speed it up, offer. Your offer means something 2 months later. It means something 10 days ago. But I mean, I think I hear you, but now we talking about 15-year-old kids. Oh, they didn't offer me. Now they're going to offer me now is July.
Right.
I don't want to be there.
And we know the kids got egos, and the parents, more importantly, has egos.
And right there, this is my biggest problem with the whole recruiting process.
Sure.
How can you be 18 years old and be able to sign up for the military, but you can't sign your own letter of intent to go play college football, basketball? I'm sorry. You can join the military, but you can't sign your own letter of intent.
And you play pro baseball at 16.
Out of it. Leave the parents out of it. Let the kids make the decision that they got to live with for the rest of their life.
Right.
Until the NCAA changes that, then you start eliminating these bag men, these people that, make decisions for these kids. That it would literally help out all sports and athletics.
Yeah.
All right, that's my rant.
Now, I thought you can be 18 and sign. Or is it 19? I think it's 18.
No, you have that. Whoever your custodial guard, for instance, I got full legal custody of my son that I'm looking at right now.
Right.
I mean, I could sign his letter of intent, but I would never force him to choose a school if he ever got that opportunity to go to. Let him sign where he wants to sign. Like, the student athlete has to sign, and that was like the whole Malik Dow thing. I mean, when Malik signed, then Dad couldn't sign, Mom had to sign, and then that got drug out in almost April?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, but your parents make decisions for 17 years of your life, and they've been making right decisions to this point. And
but not all of them are right, Reggie.
Yeah.
They're not.
But if you follow your
parents,
and I agree.
Are not playing by the rules. Some of these parents don't play by the rules. It's not right.
Yeah. Well, it's not. But some parents don't play by rules. But like I told Malik the same thing, is that your mom made great decisions for 17 years.
Right.
And you're gonna listen to her, and you're gonna pray with her, and you guys gonna make it happen. You got to convince her, just like you convinced her to buy that Tonka truck when you was a kid. You got to convince her right now to make the right decision for you, and she did.
Right.
He ended up convincing her, and I'm glad he did because he really wanted to be there. But I mean, I think because some adults will take advantage of our kids, so he need that guidance.
And they're going to be your parents after your 4 or 5 years at college.
No doubt about it.
You know what I mean? I know coaches want to come in and.
You're the one that's got to go to school there.
That's true. That's true. That is true.
Like, it's the biggest decision these young adults make.
No doubt.
If you are 18 years old, you are mature enough. You have lived. Your parents have made your decision. NCAA just needs to make it. Once you're 18, you can sign, and you should be able to sign for whatever school you want to go to.
Well, I
mean,
mean,
go to Montana State. Let them play at Montana State.
And you know what, Reg? I agree with Sean. I mean, because think about this: you can go to the Army.
Yeah.
You can play pro baseball at 16. Yeah. You can go. You can be a gymnast. There's a lot of different things you can do at an early age, and parents have no say so in it. Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, and parents don't get mad at me out there, but if you can just decide to die in a war, I think you should be able to decide to play for a school you want to play at without parents' input.
I disagree. I want parents involved. I got a parent that I talk to quite a bit, Rod Hurd and Mangum, and we talk about recruiting, and MJ Griffin, Ryan Griffin, and we talk about it. And I'll be honest with you, Jaron Mangum would not made a great decision without his dad and his mom and his grandparents be there. Rod Hurd's son wanted to wait on recruiting.
But Reg, it's not about about whether it's a good decision. It's about should they be able to. Because think about it. If at 17, 18, you wanted to go to the service, it's nothing that your parents could do about that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whether it's a good decision or a bad decision, I think what Sean and I are saying, you should be able to make the decision.
No. I think at 18, your parents need to be in consent with you because they're taking advantage of our children. And I need them involved, parents involved. And that's just my opinion. I've been around different parents. There are some different parents, but there are some parents that make decisions as family.
Right.
And I think that 18 years old is fine. And if it gets to a point, you can wait. You can go in August, and you can go to school in August on your 19th birthday, and you can sign without your parent then. But I'm hoping it don't get to that point because it went through that point with Malik, and it ended up working out
Malik
for him.
McDowell.
Yes, so it worked out for him as well. So I disagree. You guys, I mean, it's okay.
Right. Well, I mean, we can agree to disagree.
I just, parents is a big part of the kid's future.
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. But again, if you can die in a war,
yeah,
you know, you could drop out of high school at 16.
Mm-hmm.
You can declare, there's something where you can declare your independence from your parents. I forgot what it's called. But there's so many different things you can do and be on your own. And I just think more importantly, what parents have to do, raise your kids the right way.
Right.
Show them the way.
Right.
And then, hey, you just got to pray they make the right decision.
Hey, Sean, you can't apply for financial aid independent until you're 24.
I mean, if my son looked at me and said, "Hey, Dad, I want to go to the University of Hawaii," I said, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to watch you every week, but hey, that's where you want to go, go." You know, like I would never want to hold any of my children back from what they wanted to do with their lives.
I agree.
Right. Well, right.
I agree.
Right. I want to switch gears again, guys. Obviously, we had the high school finals championships last weekend. And, Sean, I don't know if you were listening, but we had New Lathrop. We had Coach on and his quarterback, Avery Moore.
Mm-hmm.
And, Sean, did you get a chance to get up there to the state finals?
I saw them.
TV.
I was not there. I
Okay.
chose to spend some time with family over break.
Gotcha. Well, I know you were glued to the TV. So what you think of Avery? Did you get a chance to see him play a little bit?
Phenomenal.
Okay.
I mean, he has that ability. He knows how to manage a game.
Right.
And that allows him to be steps above other quarterbacks at his age.
I agree.
Now, I totally agree. But one thing Coach is going to want to see Avery do is what? Throw the ball. Avery has that potential to be that Division I guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I'm going to tell you, and you know about it, he got to go. Quarterbacks can't get offers not throwing the ball. It just didn't happen. That's going to be valid offers.
But it's Reg. He threw for 7. How many yards he threw for?
I know. He did well. He threw some bombs.
Right.
I'm just saying you still want to see him throw.
Right.
So everybody still want to see you throw. And is that right, Sean?
Yeah, and that's what the college camps do and allow for athletes to truly showcase, because you are put in a situation where you're not in pads,
mm-hmm.
you got your helmet on, and you got a Division I coach looking at you, and you got other assistants looking at you, and they're going to say, here's the route tree, here's the receivers, get it done.
Right.
And they're not going to give you a little skinny post, they're not going to give you a little curl route. They want to see you place that ball on the money and make a play.
No doubt.
Hey, we also had the Detroit King program, man. We had Coach Terrell Patrick and Marvin Grant Jr. and DeQuan Finn, Mr. Football. Who was your favorite?
Congrats to Detroit King.
Huh?
Congrats to Detroit King.
No doubt.
I mean, that program is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
What did you think about him winning Mr. Football, DeQuan?
Well deserved. I thought it was a very, I think it was like truly the best player should have won, and he was the best player. Some people will agree to disagree, but like very well deserved. Everything that he's achieved. Definitely, I think they got it right.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm fine. Now, who's the finalist? Who's the 4 finalists?
It was, help us out, Sean. Who was the 4 finalists?
I don't know the 4 finals off the top of my head.
I thought it was Mangum, Austin Brown, Finn. I don't know if it's Cameron Martinez out of Muskegon.
It had to be Cameron Martinez.
So I know it's 4.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I mean, he deserved it.
No doubt.
What they have accomplished at Detroit King in the last 5 years, it's been phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
It's been phenomenal. And he took his game to another level. Their first game of the season, Sean, was versus who? Muskegon.
Yep.
Normally, the Detroit schools won't take that chance. They won't take that chance of playing on big-time schools.
That early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a good call. So
Muskegon was just so one-dimensional. I mean,
you want to be the best, got to play the best.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
No doubt. Anyone else I'll open this to you and Red, Sean. Anyone else in the finals that you guys didn't know about, and then after watching them Friday or Saturday, you was like, whoa, who is this kid? Anyone that just surprised you or you didn't know about beforehand that just performed? Because like David Ellis, and I know other people knew him, Chippewa.
I knew this dad.
But man, that kid put on a show. Oh, no doubt. Yes.
Hey, I was selling those tickets in the 9th grade. And I knew David Ellis was a very good football player.
Right.
We just had to identify what position that he was.
Right.
And from the 9th grade to now, he'd been training with me at running back, and his dad had him playing some safety. So we're just trying to figure out what his best position was. And be honest with you guys, he's a very good safety as well. I know
you're a pro defensive guy now. You know you play receiver, but
I just thought that he was the Barkley guy from Penn State that plays at the Giants now.
Okay.
Shaquan, he just reminded me of him, his legs, his stature, his moves. And what people don't know, Dave Ellis can run routes like receivers.
Yeah, special.
Oh, and what they also don't know, he can play corner.
Wow. He's special.
So Indiana got it still. I'm trying to identify. I'm going to tell you what I was really impressed with was Austin Brown. Composure.
Mm-hmm.
I think he threw over for 300 yards. He made some amazing plays.
Mm-hmm.
Next day, what he do? He decommitted from Marshall to become a football player.
Yeah, because everybody coming at him now.
Well, they've been coming at him. He's been a great player. I had a coach call me and ask me a lot of questions about his ability, and his ability he's a great quarterback.
Right.
And then we just talking about size is not an issue. Hell, he's 6 feet.
That's true.
He's 6 feet,
but he's a winner.
He's a winner.
Mm-hmm.
He's a winner. So, what do you think there, Sean?
Any kid that rescinds or commit to the original school, the way that he handled it, finished his season, then he's going to dive into recruiting. I mean, he's going to look for the best opportunity that's for him.
Right.
And, you got to realize it's the biggest decision these kids are going to make as a young adult. And it's going to be a decision that's going to stick with them forever, too.
Right, no doubt about it. Sean, I got a Riding the Stars recruit on the line. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him the free agent, the top free agent in this year recruiting class 2019, and he's gonna continue getting offers. And remember how Vincent Gray did? He went from 15 to 30 offers. There's a kid right now that's about to do the same thing. And he's going through the process right now, and everybody's all over him. Michigan State just offered him. Michigan just offered him. And this is a kid from Canton High School, Darius Robertson, the 6'6", 265, 270-pound DN/tight end/tackle, Darius. And Michigan just offered this kid as a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
He's that next, what I call, free agent that's going to develop and blow.
What you think about him, Sean? You familiar with him?
Hey, he is the type of player that once he figures out where he can actually play at the next level, if he sets in okay, I'm gonna play this position.
Right.
His ceiling, he has a high ceiling. It reminds me a lot of I know Spencer Brown. Blew up. I'm a big fan of him, not because he committed to Michigan State, but I just think he's the rawest offensive lineman I've ever. He doesn't realize how good he can be 2 or 3 years from now.
No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm. Spencer, that kid's going to be special. I know there's all this hype about Dobbs, and Dobbs is one. He was the alpha dog at Michigan State's elite camp going into his sophomore year. That kid is going to be special. But, he reminds me a lot of, Spencer Brown and his ability to, the sky's the limit, bottom line.
Last question for you, Sean. Christian Fitzpatrick. What's your thoughts on Christian?
He's electric. I don't think I don't know. I don't think he's going to follow in his brother's footsteps.
I don't either. Not now, anyway.
No, I think there's just too much gone. There's just too much attrition that's happened at Louisville where he's going to end up elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I know Michigan State loves him, and he's the type of kid that he reminds me of someone that's close to you, KJ. He's not as electrical as KJ, but he's got that third gear, where he goes. He's good at faster.
He's deceptive. He's deceptive. I think
talking about Dez?
No, I'm talking about Lil Fitz.
Lil
Christian.
Fitz.
Yeah. He's deceptive. He's tall, he's lanky, he's a strider. Cerebral kid, very smart.
He runs better route, brother.
No. No.
Well, hey, if Dad's listening, which I'm pretty sure Fitz is, I'm sure he'll chime in and tell us what his thoughts is.
Now he's bigger than Dez Fitzpatrick at this age. Chris is going to be a hybrid receiver, probably H-back, big kid. He's almost 6'4" now.
Yeah.
He catches the ball well, got good catch radius. He do run good routes.
Right.
But, it's questionable speed, but he has all the tools to be that guy.
No doubt about it.
So, and he's a hell of a basketball player.
Yeah.
And Dez wasn't no basketball player like him.
No.
Dez might could dunk the ball, but he wasn't like Christian.
Right. But again, he had an older brother, went through the process.
Oh, no doubt.
And I know he's a hard worker. I know he's going to be training with Stan, Stan Edwards as well.
Yeah.
And I think next year it's going to be, really big for him. So I was just wondering, Michigan State, was they really on Christian or not? I wasn't sure.
They are. They recruiting him in the recruiting process. I talked to Coach Samuel Salem this weekend, actually a couple of days ago.
Okay.
So they are recruiting him. What position, they haven't decided yet. Twos is there, and he's going to go Division I, play for Division I ball somewhere.
No doubt. Anything else we're going to wrap this up? You guys got any last comments? Last questions?
Well, I do for you, Sean. December 8th need to be on your calendar. And the top 250 camp with all the top prospects is going to be in attendance. And I need your expertise to help me identify who the next rising stars is. So I need to identify that next top prospect. I know who the Rodgers and Malik Carrs are, and I know them guys. I want you to find somebody that I don't know about. So and it's our job as writers and coaches is to identify that next guy.
The diamonds in the rough.
We need to find those guys because that's
right.
our job to make your job easier, make D'Antonio's job a whole lot easier. Oh my God, thank you, Coach Wins. I found one.
Right.
So I need you there on December 8th. Bring your baby in his little car and come and hang out with me, break some bread with me and the family. And let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy it, man.
I think we lost Sean, but hey, Sean, thank you again. We'll talk to you next week. Again, Reg, in your camp, you've got
my camp is we have a top 250 underclassmen camp that's going to be hosted December 8th at Ultimate Soccer in Pontiac, Michigan.
Okay.
All right, 867 South Boulevard, Pontiac, Michigan 48342.
Yep.
And come on out. It's invite only. Get with me. Call me at 248-866-3397 if you're interested. I need to see film. I'm not taking any more quarterbacks. I'm only taking 15. Sorry. But I want to make sure we have the right people there. Mm-hmm. And the ones that I think that's going to be rising stars, I want them there. If you think you got what it takes, give me a call. But it's December 8th. Please do not miss it.
And also, one last thing. What we're looking for at the Prep Stars Football Report, we're looking for partners. If you like what we're doing, you like what you're hearing, we're about kids, promoting the kids and football. Partner with us. Become a partner, sponsor partner. We appreciate any assistance you guys could help us. Yes, I'm begging now, but just become a part of what we're doing. We try to support kids, and we can't do it without you and your support. So I just wanted to throw that out there. If you like what we're doing, hey, give me a call, inbox me, because right now we're on the grind. But trust me, my goal is for this to be the #1 high school football show in the country. So that's the plan.
That's right.
So again, Booby.
Been great with you guys. Don't forget about training Sunday, December 2nd at Ultimate Soccer. Starts at 5:30. You seniors, you're not doing nothing. Come and work out. Coach got a surprise price for you. So come work out, get that work. If you're going to school in January, you need to work on your footwork get that 2.5 hours work in. It's only one day.
There it is.
All right, December 2nd at Alternate Soccer, 5:30.
Hey, guys, thank you for joining the Prep Stars Football Report. Hey, we see you guys next Wednesday, same time, 7 o'clock to 9. And be good, be well, and we'll talk to you soon.